Now, in America, Australia, and most of Europe, you need a license to become a barber. In the UK, though, anyone can do it, and you don't need training or even qualifications. Now, experts are concerned that there's been a rise in the number of men reporting hair and scalp issues, and it could be linked to dodgy barbers. Ben Hunt has been speaking to one man who's been severely affected.
Having a haircut makes most of us look and feel better. But for some men, their barbers have changed their lives.
Wait, with a topic like this, you can't just pan in random barbers. Like you got to go specifically for the person. You can't just be showing random. I just seen this barber, that barber, this barber, that barber. Nah, news. Y'all really playing. Y'all need to go exactly to who the person was so we could have known. Let's get to it.
And not in a good way.
It started itching me, blood stains on my collar, blood stain on a pillow.
Meet Elanda. Through a tiny cut from a barber's dirty clippers, he got a fungal infection.
The doctor had to inject steroids 15 times at the back of my head in one appointment. It was so painful last year where she pressed the needle in, the needle didn't go in, she pressed it further, it went in, and she started injecting.
Years on, he still needs these injections every 6 weeks, and he says his barber has ruined him.
Certain job interviews, I think the companies, they've refused to hire me because I've got that at the back of my head. It destroys people's lives. Evidence shows that the condition...
On complaining to the Department for Health, Elanda was told that unlike many countries, the UK's barbering industry is not regulated, meaning anybody can start cutting hair without a license.
Wow, it's not regulated. We're going to get into the importance of regulation right after this. Wow.
Or even qualifications. Of course, training does exist, but most barbers don't do it.
I would recommend that they at least undertake the theoretical side of a level 3 MVQ, which will then enable them to identify any kind of diseases. Would you want hepatitis, herpes and HIV?
New figures from a UK-wide survey showed that 80% of consumers think that barbers should be trained in order to practice. A further 74% would like to see barbers hold a license, which proves that they have been trained.
With health and safety concerns growing, and with the average man getting a trim every 4 weeks, is it time for us to cut our risk as well as our hair?
Dirty razors and blood-stained scissors. We showed one of the barbering industry's leading experts photos from within British shops.
Obviously the hygiene of the pictures that I can see in front of me are fairly horrific. I mean, it's just not good enough. If we can get regulation, the chances of this happening are far less likely, because everybody will have to be properly trained and qualified before they can carry out any of these services.
But do barbers themselves want to change?
I think the people that I've spoken to believe that in some way it's going to be used by the government to, you know, tax more money or whatever else. But I think the bottom line is health and safety kind of overrides money.
Please, the government, if they're listening, try and do something about it.
For Elanda, any changes would come too late, but he still doesn't want others to suffer. Ben Hunt, 5 News.
Now, in America,
let me get to something right. Okay. Let's be man, it's so important for barbers to be licensed. That used to be the biggest thing in the industry, like especially where I'm from, down here in South Carolina. You can't practice without a license or a permit or of any sort. So just to know that there are some places that's not regulated is kind of wild. This is the most important part of barbering, and that's your disinfecting, your sanitation, your cleaning. Just being overall clean in general is so important. A part of me is like, he's blaming this barber ruined his life. Also, he should blame himself too. because these other guys right here in the frame, they definitely look like they have their license. They definitely look professional. I see one of the guys with gloves on. I see another one looking like he's paying attention to exactly what he's doing. He's protecting the client's neck. You can tell that these are licensed guys. But when you sit in the chair, and just because a person got a pair of clippers and they say that they cut hair, does not mean that they're taking the best interest of your safety. See, the license tells the client / customer that I understand that I have to protect you in the service. People just want to look good for a haircut or want the person to be able to cut good. But like the lady said, do you want to go to somebody that can cut good but not taking the proper precautions to be able to disinfect their clippers and disinfect their shears and all the implements that they will be using on your head? It's so important in this game to be clean with your clippers, with your shears, with your combs, with your razors. Matter of fact, in the state of that I'm in the state of South Carolina, you have to switch out your razor blade on every client because we don't even want to take the chance of you cutting somebody and utilizing that same blade on another person and cutting them again. That's how you do blood transfusions of transforming diseases to other people. It's so many things that go behind barbering that most people do not see, that doesn't meet the common person eye. So it's very important. If you're not a barber and you're watching, it's very important to ask your barber. You got your license. If he don't got a license, hey, you got your permit. And that even if you say, you know what, he don't got neither of those things, I still want to rock with him. The best thing to do is to do some education of yourself of what you should be paying attention to. One thing I would say is make sure he's spraying his clippers and his tools with disinfectant spray. I ain't talking about Lysol. I'm talking about literal disinfectant spray that's made to kill these real diseases that come along. Like, this is very serious. Guys, this man said he lost job interviews because of it. Said he can't trust any barber that he sits behind. And it looked like, I'm gonna be honest, let's look at this. Let's go back to this haircut real quick. Let me see.
And do something about it.
Look at that. He looked like he ain't had a good haircut since. Since then, the haircut still looking crazy. Be cautious on your health and make sure that your barber is cautious on your health as well. And let me know what you think down below. It's FadeMasterLos here.